I can't elevate you. I can't use you in the way that I will, because a lot of us are ashamed of our silent issues. But what you don't realize is the things that you are ashamed of, if you would testify to somebody else, it would free them. I remember I used to be ashamed to tell people I've gone through divorce, but the fact that I've gone through that, I can tell somebody, I know what you're going through. I've been through this walk. I know the hurt. I know the separation and the frustration. And so God wants to take our silent issues so we can use them to help others. But preacher, how do I deal with these silent issues? I'm glad you asked. You must understand that your silent issues are sometimes purposeful. And so now we continue in our story in the book of Esther, and we see that Esther's now become queen, and Mordecai had heard a plan about people trying to kill the king, and he stops the plot for the king to be killed, and so Mordecai is not rewarded for this, but the story continues on. And then the text lets us know that King Xerxes, or King Ahasuerus, elevates this guy named Haman. Now, for those of you who already know this story, you know that there's something going on here. I'm going to deal with that in a little bit. But notice what happens. So the king elevates this guy Haman to number 2 in the kingdom. And it appears that the command that he gives them is, he says that anytime Haman comes by, you are to bow down to Haman. Now, when I first read this, I was like, what's the problem? It seems at some point in time, the Jews have no problem showing reverence to those above them, and that shouldn't be an issue. But when I dealt with the text a little bit further, you realize that what there's being asked to do in the Hebrew is, it means to kneel and to prostrate. In other words, you were supposed to worship Haman when he walked by.